Here we have two Honda 305s. In the early 1960s, Honda sold and marketed, manufactured 305cc bikes. There's two different models, basic models though. This is the CA77 Dream, and this is the CB77 Superhawk. The major difference between them is the construction. This bike is made out of stamped sheet metal. If you look at the frame has a sheet metal stamping that extends all the way from back here up to over the engine to the steering head. The front forks are stamped sheet metal. The gas tank is a stamped sheet metal gas tank. If you look at the CB77 305, the frame on this bike is constructed from tubes. So it has a tubular frame. These bikes are both factory original appearance. This is how they look from the factory new. The Dream, the Honda Dream, the CA77, was considered the touring, and oftentimes you'll see the name, it'll say Dream Touring. So these bikes were made for more casual riding, long distance riding, that sort of thing. 305cc, electric start, single carburetor on this bike. That's the major difference. This bike is 305cc, and so is this bike. But the engines are not the same engines. This bike is more of a sport model bike, and it's got two carburetors that feed into separate intake tracks in the engine. So it's got a two carburetor head on it and a different bottom end. The Dream has one carburetor which feeds into the cylinder head and splits amongst the two cylinders. So this was more of Honda's touring model, sport model, and this was their touring model bike. They're both 305cc, but different 305 motors. It's not the same motor on each of the bikes. This is 1962. It's the second year they built them. One of the unique things about the early ones are the flat handlebars. It had very flat handlebars with these big balls on the end of the mirrors. It had a competition style front fender, and it had a twin leading shoe brake. Now, the very early ones that they built of these in 1960 did not had a single leading shoe brake. This has a twin leading shoe front brake, and really unique is a twin leading shoe rear brake also. The mufflers on this bike look like they're chrome, but they're actually stainless steel. On the earlier Superhawk like this, the speedometer is set in a bridge on the top triple tree of the fork. On the later Superhawks, the speedometer is set into the shell of the headlight. So that's an easy way you can see an early from a late. But this is a 1962 CB77. And this is a 1965 CA77. Both bikes are 305s.